Hello, friends and neighbors, and thank you for joining me again today for the poem of the day on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. I've been noticing within my own life and some people that I've come to contact with recently, as well as in the virtual spaces, namely the virtual space that you'd be seeing this video on, Substack, that there's a lot of sort of stress and bitterness and negativity, at least over the last 36-ish hours. It seems either that I've become more sensitive and attuned to it, or that there's just a short spike. And I'm not talking about feelings of sadness or feelings of despair or things that are tied to horrible truths about what's going on in the world. I'm talking about um, expressions of embitterness, whether it's toward specific authors that people felt the need to take down, or whether it was, um, comments back and forth to one another that were loaded with negative language. And I don't want to take this time to finger wag, but it then sort of dawned on me that a response could be to offer a poem today that is silly and light and funny, that's not very heavy, that's not particularly deep, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but that even after like yesterday's poem, which was Whitman's Wound Dresser, which is heavy and sad and contemplative, it might be fun to offer one that is more joyful and silly and a little bit sardonic, perhaps. One that I don't think requires a whole lot of commentary afterward, so I'll probably just leave you with the um, kind of joyful payoff, or the gratifying payoff of the poem. It sort of ends as a joke, if one will. And I think I'll just sort of leave you with that as my contribution of positivity today, even if the tone here is a little bit wry. So the poem I'm referring to is The Lanyard by Billy Collins, and it was published in 2005. The other day I was ricocheting slowly off the blue walls of this room, moving as if under water from typewriter to piano, from bookshelf to an envelope lying on the floor, when I found myself in the L section of the dictionary, where my eyes fell upon the word lanyard. No cookie nibbled by a French novelist could send one into the past more suddenly. A past where I sat at a workbench, at a camp, by a deep Adirondack lake, learning how to braid long, thin plastic strips into a lanyard, a gift from my mother. I had never seen anyone use a lanyard, or wear one, if that's what you did with them. But that did not keep me from crossing strand over strand again and again until I had made a boxy red and white lanyard for my mother. She gave me life, and milk from her breasts, and I gave her a lanyard. She nursed me in many a sick room, lifted spoons of medicine to my lips, laid cold face cloths on my forehead, and then led me out into the airy light and taught me to walk and swim, and I, in turn, presented her with a lanyard. Here are thousands of meals, she said, and here's clothing and a good education, and here's your lanyard, I replied, which I made with a little help from a counselor. Here's a breathing body and a beating heart, strong legs, bone and teeth, and two clear eyes to read the world, she whispered. And here, I said, is the lanyard I made at camp. And here, I wish to say to her now, is a smaller gift. Not the worn truth that you can never repay your mother, but the rueful admission that when she took the two-tone lanyard from my hand, I was as sure as a boy could be that this youthless, worthless thing I wove out of boredom would be enough to make us even. It's like I said, just kind of a silly, if brutally honest and truthful reverie about how our perspectives change from being young people into being older people, and the kind of benign, but if a bit embarrassing narcissism of being a little kid. Um, and I just found it amusing. I came upon this poem yesterday. It was shared with me by another person, and I thought it would be a nice contribution today, hopefully to lighten the mood or offer some levity for you. And so I offer you this lanyard, and I wish you all a peaceful day.